Okay, once you have your HTML5 template, we're going to create an image gallery, and we're going to get that from css.maxdesign.com. And here's kind of a sample of what it might look like if you had really small images. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a series of divs. Each one is going to have an image inside of it, and each image will have a link to the full-size version of it, and you'll have a caption at the bottom. So when we're done in just a moment, it's going to look like, where did I have it? When we're done with one image, like so, it's going to look like this. It'll have the thumbnail, a caption underneath, and when you click on the thumbnail, it'll show the full-size one. So in part 1, I'll show you the HTML code structure. In part 2, I will show you how to prep the images. In part 3, we'll style it up. Okay, so as we look here, the thing I want to point out is the image is going to be a hyperlink. Okay, so we have to wrap the image. We have to wrap a hyperlink around the image, and then we'll have to put a caption here. So let's do that now. So first things first, I want to save this into my image gallery folder because I already have that as a template, and there's the image gallery folder, and I'm just going to save it as index. And once you have your template in there, you want to change the title. This is going to be image gallery. And your header 1 should have it there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the image gallery inside of here. And I'm even going to add a little class equals image gallery. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow me to style this section. So I might want to add some different styles to the section itself, and then we'll put it in there. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is for every image gallery entry, you are going to create a div. And in the div, you're going to create an image. And surrounding the image is going to be a hyperlink. And for now, I'm just going to put a pound sign here just to show you how this works. Now, the hyperlink and image are both inline tags. And for that reason, if you want to put a caption underneath, you're going to have to put a break. And a break just creates a new line, and it basically forces the next content to go underneath. And the reason why is since these are both inline, if you don't have this, your caption is going to be right next to the image. So I'll put here, image, caption, goes here. Okay, so this is the general structure, but we're missing one last thing to get this ready other than content, and that is to add a class to our div. We want to style each div as a unique style. So since these are image thumbnails, we're going to give this a class of thumbnail. Now, it's a class attribute because it gets repeated multiple times. So what we're saying here is this is a div that is a special kind of div. It's a thumbnail div. And we have many of them. In fact, we need at least 9 of these to get full credit on the assignment. But since we're doing more than one on a page, you need to use class attribute. So we start with that, but let's put some real content inside. But this is the general structure. Now, in order to do the image tag, we need to have an image available. So I'm going to show you the structure of my image gallery folder. If you look inside, there's an images folder and an index page. The index page is what we're looking at on the code on the left. I have zipped images that you can use for the project if you want to in the time being, and I'll show you there. But here's the images folder. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at inside. You're going to want to create images in a folder, and you're going to want 2 versions of each image, a full size and a thumbnail. So let's look at the Adams Boulder Dam. We open it up, and we're going to see that this is a full size image. Okay, nice and large, Boulder Dam, looks good. Ansel Adams did it, since he did it for the government. Actually, there's no copyright. We don't even have to worry about that. So that's the full-size one, and we want a small one for our thumbnail gallery. So we're looking for, there it is. I gave it a name of TN_Adams, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So that is the small version of it. And that's what we want to see in our thumbnail gallery. Some of the guidelines for your images, make sure they all are the same width. This is going to make everything much easier. So let's see what the width of this image is in properties before we do it. You will see that the dimensions are 200 by 160. And the key here is the 200. It's the width, because that's going to come in very handy when we start doing our styles. Okay, so you have a thumbnail. We need to make that our image link. So notice how I click it once, and then I can highlight it now and copy it. So image. I'll go ahead and hide that now. src equals, and remember it was in the images folder, and we paste it right there. You need an alt attribute. So I put a little alt attribute. Now I'm not going to put the width or height in there as an attribute, but you could. You might see it other locations. So that's the thumbnail, and the full-size version is just Adams Boulder Dam without the TN in front of it. So for the hyperlink is the full-size version. So I'm just going to copy that right here and paste it. And hopefully I named it right, but you might want to double-check your folder and see if that's the case. And then finally, we want a caption of that. And you can just use the image for it, or you can write your own caption here. So we could put here, and I'll put here Ansel Adams photograph of Boulder Dam. Taken in 1942. Okay, so there's our caption now, and let's test this out in our page. So let's launch it in Chrome, take a look. We want to make sure it's a small image what we see, and when we click it, we should see the full size. So let's see if that worked. Did I save my changes? No. All right, now my changes have been saved. Notice it says image gallery. There's the thumbnail. Notice it's nice and small. If I click it, I see the full size. It opens in the browser. We're good. Now, let me just point out, notice the text extends beyond the image. That's because the div itself, without any styles, is as wide as the entire page, and that text wraps to the size of the page. See what happens when I squeeze it in, the text drops down below. So it's as big as wide as the browser will be, and we're going to want to change that in a moment with our CSS. But for now, I just wanted to point that out. The other thing is I want to point out the break tag here. If there is no break tag, and I hit refresh, notice all my text is next to the image, right there. So it's important that you have a break in there, and that's what pushes the caption underneath the image. So once we have this here, then you just need to go in and add all your other thumbnails. Now, for time's sake, what I'm going to do is copy all of this and paste it 9 times, and then you can just go in and change the actual links in the href and the image, but be sure you change them. Okay, so what should I do here? I'm going to copy this 9 times. So I'm going to click copy. I'm going to paste. Uh-oh, that one was tabbed over. Let me do this. Copy it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 8. We'll see in just a moment. Hit refresh. And at this point, it's all the same image. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we have 9 of the same divs over and over and over again. We should probably make sure that there's no errors on the validator. But at this point, we're ready to actually go in and start styling it. So in the next version of this tutorial, I'm going to go over prepping your images.